No more rumors, no more being silent. This is my story, the way it was told to me about Dreyll. I know y'all heard the podcast, and it's been a lot of talk. This something I never wanted to address, this something I never wanted to talk about, was February the 5th and what happened. These are my facts about my son, Dreyll Keeley's death, as I know him.
He's the only son of Marcus Keeley. He was studying business at MTSU at the time of his death. He's an honor roll student. He was a track star. He was a basketball.
February the 5th, I get a phone call. Say your son, I don't know how to say this, Keeley, but your son dead.
And he was slumped against a metal shed, and he had a bullet wound.
I say, for real? They say, yeah. They say, he in Murfreesboro, he dead. I get in my ride, me and his mother, stepmother, my uncle, and the rest of my family, go to Murfreesboro, he dead. The death don't start out right at all. I said, where Dreyll at? They say, he was a John Doe, so they took him to Nashville. I said, a John Doe? They said, yeah, they didn't know who he was, they couldn't identify him for hours. That's the reason why you got the call so late. I said, okay, cool. Go to the police station that morning, because I couldn't see the cop that night. I go to the police station that morning. I talked to the police a matter of 2 minutes. He tell me, this what he thought happened, this what he gonna rule it, this what it is. I said, that's it? He said, yeah. I said, that's it? He said, yeah. I said, okay, thank you. I said, point me in the direction so I can take my son home and bury him. He said, okay, sir, I'll give you the information, but I don't have it now. In the process, I said, you got his property? He said, yeah, but some of it for evidence, but this is what you know is where it's gonna go, but we're gonna investigate it. But as of right now, I just don't think it's a homicide. I said, okay. I said, well, give me his belongings that, you know, that I could have. He gave me his phone. In 30 seconds going through his phone was so unbelievably out of whack with the son that I know that I immediately didn't know what to think. So from his phone being out of whack, you know what I'm saying, I talked to a couple of lawyers in Ripley when I got him back, and after the funeral, I contacted a couple of investigators, and the person you heard on the podcast, Heather, she was one of the first people to contact me back and start working on the case. And from 30 seconds in, she also thought it was foul play. But here or there, I'm just gonna tell you the facts as I know them when it came down to the police. So I asked him when I came back after I buried him, I asked the police, you know what I'm saying, were they gonna do autopsy and all this stuff? They said yes. I told them y'all gonna do forensic on his hands. Y'all gonna let me know what y'all find, you know, and this and that. They were like, yes, sir. So we waited around months after months. You know, I asked a couple of people that I knew, does it take that long? They all say yeah. So I said, okay, fine. Wait 7, 8, 9 months. We get part of the, I don't know, the autopsy, I don't know what it's called. The hematology, whatever it's called, to see what kind of stuff you got in your blood. It come back, no weed in his system. No pills in his system. He ain't got nothing in his system. I was shocked. You know, I was shocked. I knew, you know, he do more than just drink Kool-Aid. I knew he smoked a little, you know what I'm saying? I knew he drank. They say he wasn't drinking or smoking. I said, okay, fine. But that ain't really what I'm interested in. Prove to me that my son took his own life. That's all I'm asking you to do. Let me see the evidence of his hand bleed. Let me see the evidence of what's going on. He said, okay, we're gonna get all that. In 8 months when the test come back, they said they didn't test his hand. They ain't got no blood off his hand. They ain't done this. I said, I've been waiting all this time and you ain't willing to tell me, you know what I'm saying, that he shot himself. I said, give me something more than that. He said, you know, basically, Mr. Keeley, we didn't test for none of that. I said, thank you again. I got back with my lawyers and my investigators, And we went down to the station or whatever my investigator did and got some information. She brought it back to me, and basically what she was saying in the podcast, kind of, what she told me and kind of the information that we got.
The gun was actually found on the tree line about 20 or so feet away from his body. The first people on the crime scene.
It was some kids, found the gun, playing with the gun. They threw it over by a fence line. Another guy came up, which was never interviewed, that she didn't speak on, that said it looked like it was staged, that he didn't have no blood on him, he wasn't bleeding, and the kids was like, they didn't know what was going on with him, but nobody was using the word, it's a dead body. So I don't know what to say. So then after that situation, we go back to the cops and tell them about his phone and the people in his phone, which I wasn't, too enthused about that, but, he had some stuff in his phone that, was questionable. You know what I'm saying? They done some kind of investigation, and when the investigation came out, trying to be some young people. Everybody involved was 17, 18, and 19. I was shocked that this was going on with Dreyll. I was shocked that he was handling guns and pills and drugs and whatever else she said on that podcast. I was shocked about all that. My first time really hearing all that information. So when I heard it, honestly, I just brought the information home and put it in my safe and never really discussed it with nobody. But since she brought it out, what she found out, what they didn't do, what the trajectory of the bullet was in his body, it's a lot for me. But she brought it out, so I'm here discussing it tonight. You know what I'm saying? That I don't know what to say, but this what was said. He met up with a guy that was younger than him, that he supposedly had robbed, took his gun, took his money, took his drugs. Just the story. He didn't go, and whatever happened in the day, he go to jail for theft or whatever. He get out of jail. He owned it. He owned meeting up with this guy, getting some pills, getting some money, giving his money back, giving his gun back, meeting up. That's all they was talking about. And at 11, 12 o'clock, his phone go blank. He got no more contact with nobody. And after that, he dead. That's all I really know. That's the story. I don't want to go into the context of who these people are, because he knew all these people from told him maybe 20 days. He was a TSU dude that transferred to MTSU. The people he was dealing with on that phone and the stuff that Heather's talking about, this 3 weeks of his life that I said, okay, it's what it is. I ain't really discussing it, but she made me discuss it. I'm just getting it out. You take the information, do what you want to do with it. Happy birthday, Big D. This gonna start my podcast off next week. Stay tuned with more to come. Good night.